Oh,
Get to,
really?
that's better.
Ah,
That's
okay.
nice. Okay, all right. So we are going to start with the first lesson of this evaluation. Okay, the first grammar practice of this evaluation. Super important, please take notes. Let's begin with the first introduction. It says, do you cut your hair or do you pay somebody to cut it for you? That's a real question. Brian, do you cut your hair or do you pay somebody to cut it for you?
I pay.
You pay it,
Yeah,
right?
I pay it. Pay it?
You pay for it, you pay for the service, you get your haircut, right? Because we have, you know, no talent at all to cut our hair, right? That's
Exactly.
precisely. So that is going to be the basis of today's class. Today we are going to talk about all these tasks that you delegate to another person because there is a secret grammar issue going on when we talk about delegating tasks. Okay. And in this slide, you have the perfect example of what I'm talking about. Read the two examples that we have here. The first example says, I get my hair cut at that place. But it's very common to say, I cut my hair at that place. This is the reason why we need to understand how important is to learn verbs by definition and not by translation. If you say, I cut my hair at that place, I am saying that I do it myself. I take the scissors and I cut my hair by myself. So you don't cut your hair. What happens to you is that you get your hair cut. This second idea is another form of passive. Understanding this situation, we are going to, like, let's extract this sentence and let's analyze the components. I get my hair cut means as the person, then we have the verb get, then we have an object or a thing, and then we have a verb in past participle. In other words, a passive adjective. Okay. This is the formula that we are going to study today. Today we are going to study how to use the verb get in a different way. This is not a linking verb. This is a special set of structures that we use, and it's going to include the verb get, the verb have, the verb help, The verb let. And connectors 2 and 4. Special formulas. Understanding. Special formulas for verbs get, have, help, and let. And connectors 2 and 4. Let's start. First, we are going to talk about the verb get together with the verb have. This is very similar to the introduction. You are delegating tasks to another person. Okay? Let's read these examples and then we explain it in detail. Let's start with Mitch. Are you there, girl?
Hi, yes.
Awesome. Help me read, structure this section over here.
Okay, examples of structure. Number 1.
Yes.
Okay. Letter A. The leader had his assistant arrange the meetings for his colleagues. Letter B. The leader had the meetings arranged for his colleagues. Passive voice. It's not necessary to mention the assistant. Letter C. The assistant arranged the meetings for the leader. Here, the assistant is more important for the story. You need to check context in order to decide which to use.
Okay, so let's analyze this situation with the assistants. If you understand the first sentence, in the first 2 sentences, the leader is the subject. The principal person is the leader, right? And in the third example, we have the person as the assistant. This means that there is a passive situation going on. Do you remember in what occasions do we use passive voice?
When you want to emphasize the object
The object of the sentence,
of the sentence.
right? You are correct. You are very, very close. You want to emphasize the object of the sentence, and then you are going to make a transition of priority. The most important information is now the object of the sentence, which in this case is the assistant. In the first example, the leader is the subject and his assistant is the object. And then in the third example, the assistant is the subject and the meetings are the object. There was a change of priorities. Look at these examples. The leader had his assistant means the verb have is speaking about a delegating action from one person to another. That's the reason we need the assistant. We are not talking about have possession. In this case, it's a different have. Let's take a look at the dictionary. Looking at the dictionary, we are going to see that the definition Definition number 22. To have something done. To suffer the effects of what somebody else does to you. And this is an example that is practically passive, but it's not the verb be. It's the verb have in this case. To have something done. Do you understand what is going on in this case?
Yes.
Yes, questions or anything like that?
So the arrange in the first sentence is with ed.
In the first sentence, no. In the first sentence is a normal verb. Because this verb is produced by the assistant.
Okay.
You see?
Oh,
And it's in simple form. The present, no different structure, is only the verb in present. That's the natural expression. So I have my stylist cut my hair. I have,
we don't have direct translation
correct.
in the first.
And many of the following classes, we are not going to have translation. Actually, the reason these lessons exist is because we are going to see the difference between Spanish and English. And all this doesn't exist in Spanish.
So it only means that the assistant does something for me.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
In simple words, the assistant does something for me. So I have her manage the phone calls. I have her organize my agenda. All right. This is chunk number 1. Simple verb.
How can I know that after assistant I don't have to use to arrange?
Because connector 2 is only for verbs, and the assistant is not a verb.
Okay.
Easy as that. Connector 2 only exclusively for verbs. Okay. And then we can transform the same idea, but we can say it without speaking about the assistant. In the second example, we omit the assistant. And then we have the leader had the meetings arranged. Here, we can collocate a parenthesis. By somebody, no? Somebody arranged the meetings for the leader. But in this case, it's irrelevant. Or probably it's very obvious who organized it. So the leader had the meetings arranged by who?
his assistant.
By his assistant. But that is too obvious to put it in the sentence. You see? Questions?
It's okay.
Then let's make an example. Okay. You can talk about this using the following verbs. For inspiration, you can talk about verbs that you use to delegate tasks, such as done, fixed, checked, prepared, you know? Or when the person is not relevant. For example, when we talked about crime and punishment, we had stolen, robbed, arrested, you know? Think about an example. Let's start with, let me give you the verbs. Over here. Let's start with Brian. Give me an example of a time when you needed to delegate a task. Oh, why me? Very bad.
I have the plumber fixed. No, fix.
Fix. Yes.
I have the plumber fix my bathroom.
Yes, of course. Okay, I like it. You have your plumber fix the bathroom. Now let's make the plumber irrelevant to the story and talk about the bathroom.
Okay. I have my bathroom fixed.
Yes. When?
Last week.
Last week. Perfect. The plumber is irrelevant in chunk number 2. You know? Perfect job. Carla, give me an example when you needed to delegate a task.
I have my mom paid an account or bills.
Perfect. Okay, I like it. You had your mom pay. Okay, in this case, paid is in past participle. That's not necessary.
Okay.
When you mention your mom, you need the verb in simple form.
Pay.
Exactly. One more time.
I have my mom pay the bill. It's okay. Bill or
Bill?
account or
Bill is okay.
Okay.
But let's repeat now. One more time.
I have my mom paid the bills.
The bills. Excellent. So you delegated this task to her. Right?
Okay.
Tell me, make the same example, but now make the mom irrelevant.
I have the bills paid.
When, how often? Give me more compliment because
the last month.
okay, so you're talking in past.
Yes.
What is the past of have?
Had.
Exactly. Let's go again.
I had the bill paid last month.
Correct.
Mhm.
Yes, of course. You see, it's very important when if you are going to eliminate your mom from the story, you need a reason, you know? Probably something is more relevant to say. Last month is a very important part of the information.
Okay.
That's a good way. Very good. You can also use the verb get. Everybody's using the verb have. Let's try now to use the verb get. Tell me, Elsie, something that you delegate usually or you delegated in the past.
Mm, I get my doctor check my health.
Perfect. That's correct. When you talk about a doctor, it's very common to make it irrelevant because the only person or the only profession that can check your health is the doctor. So
Oh,
technically it becomes super obvious to say the doctor. How do you say that sentence using chunk number 2?
I get my health
Mhm, mhm,
uh, checked
mhm.
every year.
Exactly, every
Oh.
year. Yes, that's right. Why not? You get your health checked every year. It's very common to say, I feel I cannot see very well, so I went to the hospital and get my eyes checked. Or you say, you look sick, you should get yourself checked. Those are very common expressions. Okay,
Okay.
Mitch, tell me when in a time when you needed to delegate a task.
Mm, I get my brother printed.
Your brother what?
Printed?
Painted?
Printed.
Printed. Your brother? How do you print a brother? Print is the action of like
Uh,
a paper,
uh,
you know, a document. You take it
okay.
from the
I
computer.
am. Okay. I get the hospital form printed
Yes, you got the hospital form printed. Okay,
by my brother.
by your brother. That's the reason you commented.
Yes,
Okay, then you need to
I
take
was
it.
wrong.
No, that's okay. That's okay. You are confusing chunk number 1 with chunk number 2. Printed is past participle. You know, if you are going to mention your brother, you need the verb in simple form. But if you're going to mention the form, you need the verb in past participle. This is for the brother, this is for the form. Let's try the first one.
Okay. I get my brother print. What he do? The hospital form.
The hospital form. Exactly. You got your brother prints the hospital form. Mhm. And do you, now let's fix the standard, the master sentence. Are you speaking in present or in past?
In past.
Then what is the past of get?
Got.
Repetition.
I got what? The first one or the second one? I
Both.
confused.
Both, because both
Okay.
were get.
I got
Mhm.
my brother print
Mhm.
the hospital form.
Correct.
And the second one is I got the hospital form printed by my brother.
Ta-da. That's correct. Oh, yes. Right? Any question in this case, guys?
Teacher, if the have and get are the verbs that we need to change if we are speaking in past or all time. Okay.
Yes, the first section, or you need to detect always which one is your principal verb. The principal verb carries the time. The second one, never. The second one goes according to the utility.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes. Thank you.
You can also use modals. For example, imagine you are you're making a form. I have a memory with Michi's example. You are making a tramit in the social security, no? And the secretary tells you, I need a copy of this paper. What do? How can I copy this paper? Don't worry. There is a cyber cafe across the street. You can go there and you can get it printed using can. You can get it printed in the cyber cafe across the street. We use this structure because I am not going to print the paper. I'm not going to copy the paper. The person in the cyber cafe is going to copy it for me. That's why we use this structure. And this is the first verb, the ones that changes.
Okay.
Take another example. That's another one. Ready. Let's go to the next example. Another application for the verb get is when get means persuade, convince. Let's read the definition of persuade. Okay, help me, Brian. What is persuade?
Persuade. To make someone agree to do something by giving them reasons why they should.
Read examples.
Example? Example. He did finally come with us, although it took a long time to persuade him.
Correct.
And persuade someone to do something. Nobody could persuade her to change her mind.
So it's very similar to convince, right? In the dictionary, you can see that we have the connector to. This is precisely like Elsie's question, no? When is necessary to use to, when not? Only when the dictionary tells you to do it, you have to do it. The interesting part here is that when you use the verb get plus the connector to, it's very different to the previous formulas. In the previous formulas, there was no connector to, and it was similar to delegate. Do something. Another person does it for you. In this case, with the connector to, it's changing the meaning of get. The connector to is very important in this case because it's giving me a different application for the verb get. Look at this example. Go, Elsie, help me with these examples.
Get means convince. I got my brother to wash my car. My friends got me to wear a summer dress that is not my style.
That's it. I covered the other ones because I want to focus first here. Convince or persuade. If you think about things that you don't want to do, but your friends always try to tell you to do, then we can think about these examples. Get to do. Tell me, for example, Carla, is there anything your friends get you to do?
Maybe my friends got me to watch Barbie's movie.
But
And
the name of a movie never takes the word movie.
Barbie Barbie movie.
The name of a movie never takes the word movie.
Okay, Barbie. Barbie.
Just Barbie. One more time.
That's Barbie. Okay. My friends got me to watch Barbie. Watch Barbie. Sorry.
Yes.
Watch Barbie. That I don't like.
You don't like Barbie?
No, really. I consider have a good message, but I think the time of the movie was a long, for my personal opinion, and I consider have some moments that the movie is not relevant. I don't know. Maybe I consider some essence was some meat or with
some scenes.
some sins. So
Scenes.
some sins. I think it's not a bad, but I consider.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's an excellent example because you didn't want to see the movie.
Yes.
You know, that's a perfect example for this formula. Now be careful.
Okay.
My question was, you don't like Barbie. Don't is in general, not about the movie. If I am talking about the movie, I am saying didn't.
Didn't. Okay.
But my question was very different. Don't you like Barbie? In general, don't is in present about your life, your likes and dislikes.
No, I like a Barbie. Or not. No, I didn't catch the question.
Repetition.
Yes.
If you ask, don't you like Barbie? I am asking about your likes and dislikes. What are your likes and dislikes? Things that you feel close to. I like computers. I like sushi. You know, I'm not talking about a specific time or a specific movie.
Ah, okay.
I'm talking about my general likes and dislikes.
Okay.
So it's very different to say you didn't like Barbie versus you don't like Barbie.
Mm,
Didn't specific moment in the past. I'm talking
okay.
about movie.
Mhm.
Don't is talking about general present. I'm talking about your likes and dislikes.
Okay.
Do you see the difference?
Yes, if I understand well, if I use didn't, it's in a specific time I don't like, but maybe in
Didn't,
this moment
didn't.
didn't like,
Uh-huh.
but another time maybe yes, like no, but don't like is in general in all times I don't like. Yes, I understand.
Uh-huh. Okay, okay. Uh-huh. So my question again. Don't you like Barbie?
Um, I like uh in general,
Uh-huh.
yes.
Uh-huh.
Um,
That
mhm,
was my question. Uh-huh. But the movie didn't.
yes.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That was the very, very important. This confusion is normal because when you think in Spanish,
Mhm,
we think about the word no,
mhm.
and we directly associate no to don't.
Okay.
What happens if I am talking in past? We continue thinking about don't and we get confused.
Yes.
You see?
Mhm.
So be careful with auxiliaries and um, auxiliaries in past versus auxiliaries in present. But in general, the example was correct. Coming back to the example, my friends got me to watch Barbie.
Perfect.
That was a good example. What about Brian? Has your family convinced you to do something in particular?
Mm, to do something. Um, mm, maybe. Yeah, my parents
Mhm.
got me to learn to drive.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why didn't you want to learn how to drive?
uh, I don't know. I don't like cars
Oh,
and anything about them.
interesting. Wow. So you didn't want, and your parents were like, come on, son,
Yeah,
learn to
we
drive.
need that you learn to drive, or because my dad's was sick, and
Oh,
sometimes he couldn't drive to some places. My brother wasn't in house.
so
In
you
home.
needed,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
you needed to cover him.
yes.
Nice. Yes, sometimes necessities. Mhm. Perfect, brother. That's a good idea. You said something very important. You said my you said something about needed. My
My
family needed that I my family needed that I something. I don't remember.
learn.
That I learned. Very good. You can use this structure. Instead of the verb get, you can use the verb need. My family needed me to learn how to drive.
Okay.
Of course, in this case, it's not similar to convince, it's necessity, the natural verb need, but it's the same structure.
Okay.
My family needed me to learn how to drive. Yes, you got it? Anyone, guys, questions? Easy peasy, Japanese. Let's go to the next. The second set of examples is very similar to the previous one. You are delegating a task. But in this case, we are using the connector to in order to have the meaning higher. Let's take a note. Go, Mitch, help me with these examples.
Mm, Get means hire or find a person. Chunk 1 and 2 where we can use have as well. The couple got a wedding coordinator to take care of all their wedding needs. The couple got a wedding coordinator to take care of all their wedding needs.
Mhm.
The couple got all their wedding needs taken care of by a wedding coordinator.
Correct. As you can see, connector 2 is optional, but it means higher. And it's the same as chunk number 1 and 2. You see? So the verb get is very flexible when you are talking about persuasion, when you are talking about convincing another person, and when you are talking about hiring another person. Okay. Any question in this side?
Yes.
Action.
What's the difference between my first example about the plumber
Mhm.
with this last example? Or can I use the first one for
Yes,
this?
of course. It's the same.
Okay.
Mhm. Actually, it is the same. We are using get as delegating something, hiring something, somebody, etc.
Okay.
Good job.
Thank you.
Let's go to the last one of the night. The verb help. The verb help is very useful because, and a little bit confusing because sometimes we need a connector too, but it's very common to avoid using connector to. Look, if you see help, verbs with help, and if you see this into the dictionary, some examples have connector to and some examples don't, because the verb help is a transitive verb. What can I help? What can I do to help? No. Let's try here. Help somebody, and then we have two between parentheses. You see? In the second example, we also have two verbs between parentheses. This means that the connector to is optional. Attention, it's more common to avoid using the connector to. For example, come and help me lift this box. This is more common than saying, come and help me to lift this box. But it's correct, both. I challenge you to avoid using the connector. when you have the verb help, don't use the connector. Think about examples while we pass attendance with Jessie. Hello, Jess.
Hello, good night, everyone.
Hi.
So I will take attendance. Is here Brian? Hi, Brian. Good night.
Hi, good night.
Thank you. Elsie. Hi, Elsie. Good night.
Hello. Good night.
Thank you. Denise. Hi, Denise. Good
Hello,
night.
Jesse, good night.
Thank you. And Mish. Hi, Mish.
Hello, Jessie.
Hi. Good night, Mish. So thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
You
See
too.
you.
Have a very good night.
Thank you.
So help. Help me do. Give me an example. Elsie, who helps you at your job?
Mm, The mm, the salespeople help me help me get meetings
Nice.
with
Help me get meetings.
with uh, final customers.
Interesting. Good. With final customers, eliminate the. Sorry, eliminate a and replace with the, because customers is plural.
Okay.
Correction.
So salespeople help me get meetings with the final customers.
Correct. Good job. Good job. I like it. Let's try with Carla. Who helps you at your job?
Maybe my boss helped me do my work.
Nice. Watch out. I help, you help, but he, she, it.
Helps.
One more time.
My boss helps me do
Perfect.
my work.
Good job. Excellent. Tell me, Brian, does anybody help you at home?
Yes, my wife and my daughter help me uh, clean
You were
or
about to
clean.
say two, right?
Yes.
You were very
Um,
close to say two. Help
Yeah,
me clean.
clean the house.
Excellent. Correct. And the last one, Mitch, who helps you at the office?
Rocio, my coworker, helps me do the advertisement.
Okay, I like it. Very good. Help me. I would say help me create. Help me create the advertisement, or help me make
Okay,
the advertisement.
create.
Yes, of course. My people, we have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chunks. Tomorrow we are going to finish with the rest of the chunks, but you can take a screenshot so you can study the rest and observe it. Do you have any question?
No.
No, I think.
Cool. Check it, watch it, observe it, analyze it, and you can ask me a lot of questions tomorrow. Okay, have a very good night. Go to rest. I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you. See
Sure.
you.
You
Can you
too.
send
Bye, everyone.
the slide?
The slide, sure. Let me
Please.
take the screenshot and I'll send it to you, okay?
Thank you.
Have a good
Good
night.
night, everyone.
Feel better.
Right.
Bye-bye. Ready. Thank you for coming, guys. Quien sea que está viendo, estoy muy contento de recibirlos. Hola a todos. Vi por ahí un par de ojos en el stream. Bienvenidos, bienvenidas, bienvenides. Ahorita terminamos la clase. Si no tienen alguna pregunta, podemos terminar la sesión. All right. Nos vemos mañana. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. See you later.